Hey everybody, it's your girl author Doc B. She's in the building. And today we have our co-host, Dr. Larry Bryant. Lawrence Bryant is here with us. He has elected to become my co-host and here in the wonderful city of Atlanta. Hi, Dr. Bryant.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear
How are
me?
you today? Listen, I'm super excited. We got our girl Jessica Cole coming on today. And let's just tell the audience. So, Bring It to the Table is a place where you can come to address anything you have overcome, conquered, or survived and is now living beyond your dreams. And let me tell you, tonight we have the Elite Society of the Undetectables founder, CEO, BAG, all that stuff. Y'all know what I'm getting excited. I get through. She got the whole alphabets. I love it. And let me tell you, your girl getting ready to hook you up tonight with some valuable information. She getting plugged into the city. I got Dr. Brian in my hip. We side by side now. Do you want to tell the audience anything about Miss Jessica Cole? But she's backstage, so we get ready to bring her in. But do you have anything you would like to say about her to the audience?
Yes, she is one of the most phenomenal, inspirational, and insightful individuals I've ever met. And we've known each other now for over 15 years.
Wow.
And we've worked in the same circles in terms of um, research trajectory, in terms of working in the field of HIV/AIDS. We know a lot of the same people. We share a lot of the same values in really caring for our community. And so I just can't say enough. She just got the smile that will just touch your heart.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so you all will also share that with me when you see her. The first thing you're going to see is that big fat smile. And so I just
let me tell you. I know. She sent me the picture and I was like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. Hi,
yes.
everybody. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for chiming in. You are all in for a treat. So, what I'm doing now is, I go right down my list and I start sharing the cast right now. Sharing. Please click like and share. Don't be afraid to use comments. We are interactive group. We are interactive podcast. We want to hear from you. So please click like and share. I'm sending it to everybody I know right now. Going straight down my list. But let me tell you, let me tell them something about her before I bring her on. Let me see. The Elite Society of the Undetectables is a continuous quality improvement program that celebrates life. Oh, I love that part. I like that part. And the success through motivation. And I like that part. I'm always hyped, they say, right? And sustainability. We getting ready to find out what this stuff is about. Oh, I got her resume too. Don't think I ain't go down that resume. So I bring quantitative and qualitative people on the podcast to pour back into you so that you can become educated, so that you can know what you'll need to do when you're faced with any life, social, or coping issues that you might have to overcome and conquer and then survive. So, without further ado, oh my God, get ready. Oh, wait, let me bring up. I got to bring up my applause. You know how I like to bring my applause, right, Dr. Larry?
Absolutely.
I have to bring my applause. You already know, because we got to bring her in right, okay? So, without further ado, here it is. She's coming. Jessica T. Cole. Let's give her a round of applause.
Well,
Woo!
hey. Hello, hello. How are you? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you, Larry. I haven't seen you in so long.
And
Thank
you,
you for having me
before you
on.
came
I
on, before you
love it.
came on,
I
so that
love
everybody,
it.
the first thing they're going to see is that big old fat smile of yours. So I told y'all, there it
He
is.
did. He did, Jessica. Let me tell you, it is an honor and a privilege having you. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited because I look you up, I do the homework, all kinds of stuff. What is it? So we're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna jump right into it. And Dr. Lawrence, I'm so happy that you have agreed to take on the responsibility of co-hosting Bring It to the Table. Okay. And so we're going to get right down to the interview. Who is Jessica Cole? Tell the audience who is that lady? Where she come from?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me again. I truly appreciate it. Who is Jessica Cole? First and foremost, Jessica, I'm not talking in the third person, I'm talking about me.
Mhm.
I am a loving mother to two amazing sons, Equel and Quadir. I'm a grandmother to two grandsons,
Yes.
Tajir and Nasir. I am a loyal and dedicated friend.
Mm-hmm.
I am I'm part of a loving circle of sisters in God that we share God and share the love of each other and the love of God. I am a compassionate person. I
Wow.
love my community. I serve my community with through the Elite Society of the Undetectables. That was one of my rewarding and still is, I must say, areas of my life. I have loving friends. I have family. I have a family that I'm close to, reconnected to, and I'm a person of the community and a person that enjoys love. I have sisters. I have sisters that aren't blood, but they're sisters in spirit. I have
Yes.
a close knit of network of sisters, a loving, compassionate, God fearing, rebirth. They call me Miss Rebirth.
I love
Miss
it.
Rebirth.
I
Miss Rebirth.
love it. I tell
And
people
I
all the
accept
time.
it.
I know that's right. I tell people all the time, Miss Cole. I say, there's nothing wrong with reinventing the wheel. It's okay. Because it's a whole period that you go through whatever. And then if you believe in power like I do, he takes you to another one. And then something else happened, and then you got to go to another. And that's okay. And it's perfectly fine. So look, I got your resume up. Oh my God. I need you to explain because I just want you to say, I mean, not explain, but elaborate on. I'm curious because your resume has Philadelphia, but your phone number is a Georgia number. Can you
Absolutely.
talk to the audience about that?
Well, I was born in Philadelphia,
Oh,
but I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia.
okay.
And being in Atlanta, I've have an extended family, a wide range of wonderful friends. I've made a life in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm,
However, I got ill with COVID, and I
mm-hmm.
had to move back home to Philadelphia with my sons. And my sons said they got me, they taking care of me. And that
Absolutely.
is exactly what they're doing.
Look
So
at
that's
that.
why on my resume it has Philadelphia, but Georgia phone number because I live in both places basically.
I
So
know
I'm
that's right.
physically in Philly, spiritually in Atlanta. How about that?
How about that, sister? I really love you, Queen. You better go ahead and talk that talk. Now, guess what? I believe that the three of us have that in common. Do we not?
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Yes.
I
Yes, we do.
believe that, see, and there is never no faith in coincidence. The three of us migrated from Philly to Atlanta, and we all live both. We go back and forth.
And you
Yes.
I
know what?
just love it.
And you
I
know what?
love it. Wait a minute.
When we go back to Philadelphia for a
Mm-hmm.
moment, it has such a rich culture and rich
Yeah.
history that we brought here to Atlanta.
Mhm.
Because Philadelphia is the home of Soul Sister
Come
Patti
on.
LaBelle.
Come on.
Philadelphia is the
That's right.
home of Soul Brother Teddy Pendergrass.
Come
Pendergrass.
on.
You're going back.
Philadelphia is the home of the sound of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yes.
Philadelphia is the home of the most rapturous, the most delicious cheesesteak that you will find anywhere in the world.
Come
There are
Yes.
on,
many
Larry.
people
Talk
who
about it.
created a good cheesesteak, but
Okay.
never ever really duplicated.
They can. And they try so hard out here, don't
Yes.
they? But it never tastes the same. But listen, let me just tell the audience. Thank you for that, Larry. That was wonderful. I have this resume up and it says that you have core competencies, honey, that you are good at. And this is what this means. Listen, it says epic training curriculum design.
Yes.
Now, I know that's not on the list of questions, but I said to myself, epic training curriculum design. What is that? Then it says role-based training content, workflow features and demonstrations, clinical, non-clinical end users, requirement workflow analyst, classroom one-on-one instruction. Come on, sister. Training outcomes evaluation. Yes. What? Wait a minute. Adult learning techniques and cross-functional collaboration. Honey, we got us a champion here. Oh, we got us a champion here. I just love it. I love it. Oh, you should see them hearts. Them hearts going up crazy. They got thumbs up, all kinds of stuff. Thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it tonight. We are talking to our sister Jessica T. Cole. Let me tell you, she getting ready to drop some jewels on us. She gonna drop some jewels. So now, you told us where you were from and the history and of how you migrated, here, and now you're back home. How does that feel, being back home? Besides your son taking care of you, because everybody dreams of one day maybe somebody looking out for me.
Yes. And you got to be careful what you pray about, because when you're talking to God, you got to know that you have his ear. And I said, I'm tired. I want someone. This is just a disclaimer, God. I need to put that out here. I was tired and I wanted someone to take care of me. I didn't know that I needed to be so specific, because God said, I got you. I got the person and the people that's going to take care of you. COVID had to be taken care of, and I'm back in Philly. I was concerned going to Philly because I hadn't lived there in so long. However, being home, seeing my sons, my grandsons, and my family is awesome. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience, reconnecting with them, seeing my son come in the door and say, hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. Oh, my God.
Listen. I mean, it's priceless. It's priceless. I get chills when I hear my son on the phone, when I see my grandson, when I see my family. Family is what heals us.
Yes. Family. My mom always taught us family over everything. I don't care.
Family over everything.
No family, no life. And if you have, and then guess what? And I think you'll agree with this, Dr. Lawrence. Family is who you say it is. But when it's biological, oh my God, it's something. It's this. Oh,
yes,
it's
yes,
like
and that's so true. That's so true, because we have family, then we have relatives. Come on. We have family, then we have relatives. And our family that we have are extended bloodline or not. But family show you who they are and how much they love you. Yeah. And that's what I have in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know and you're just joining us, oh my God, I think this is the highest numbers I've ever been able to just see visibly. For some reason, the numbers are up high tonight, but I did tell a lot of people, and I did know that you were going to be our first speaker breaking us into this new year, into the Atlanta. And I have been expanding my audience from Philadelphia, Jersey, New York, and Connecticut up north. And I'm bringing it south because I'm now here in the South. So I want to thank you, Jessica, for accepting the invitation to come on tonight to talk to us about who you are. And I can't wait to hear about that undetectable stuff. Ooh, that's going to be
come on.
And I'll tell you something, because Dr. Lawrence, he brought us on in. He eased you right in. I kid you, this is not my plan. It was not my plan. It was not, because in December, I did a 4-week launch into today's segment. And Dr. Lawrence had blessed us with all of that. He really, really, really did. And so, you guys, let me tell you, there's comments and stuff for you, Jessica. People are calling you queen and stuff like that, and they're saying, hey, that you all are superstars and things like that, and that they're proud of us and everything. This is all the stuff that's in the comments, and
Good.
just so you know that there's a couple of different countries on right now. I think the one lady from Canada is here, and thank you all for coming. I just really appreciate it. And what's my other friend in Africa? I do see him on there. I'm looking on 4 different places right now at the same time, keeping up with all this stuff, right? So I'm happy about that. HIV and AIDS. Mr. Lawrence, you want to give us anything, because he is the one that started to educate us about it. He started doing that in the last couple of weeks.
Well, when I knew that Jessica was going to be on this segment, I had one question in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
There's an adage that we say that life is 10% what happens to us, and 90% the attitude that we take about what has happened. And you and I have had some deep conversations, some heart-to-heart conversations about some pretty serious and deep things within our own lives. So my question to you is, through all of what you've gone through, what did it tell you about Jessica? What are the lessons learned, and what are your strengths that you know that you have and probably didn't know beforehand, but you know now that you have, beyond a shadow of a doubt?
Oh, my strengths and how I got through is with faith, first and foremost. Faith. Believing, trusting, knowing that God has me, asking and praying for the strength and the courage, and knowing that I'm walking in it.
Mm-hmm.
I am a walking miracle, and I know it. I've had some times in my life, as we talked about, but in addition to what we talked about, Larry, some other challenges have come into my life that I thought was the end of my life, and it was. I was reborn, I was rebirthed. God said, come on, I got you. Because God hears prayers. I had people praying for me that I didn't even know about. I had people breathing for me that I didn't know, that I just met on a project here. And they told me, we were breathing for you. We were on the breathing call to help you breathe. And that next day, my ventilation level went down and my natural breathing went up. You can't tell me that there isn't a God, because I've had several rebirths in my life. But the most significant one is this one that I just fought. I know I can get through anything.
Mm-hmm.
I know it because I'm walking in it.
Come on.
I'm able to walk. I'm able to talk. I couldn't walk. I was in a coma for 2 months. 2 months. When I came out, I thought it was 2 days. My sons, my family, my sister, and my friends were saying, you've been in a coma for 2 months. So when I'm able to get up and walk, have rebirths, and I say, this is a first since my rebirth, that's real. That's real. Because I didn't know how sick I was. And then when I look back, hearing the recordings that my sons recorded, and listening and looking at my medical records, I died a couple of times, coded.
Wow.
So walking, standing, talking, breathing, I'm able to cognitively handle things, maneuver. This is God. God, and I asked, I said, what we doing here, God? What did I
I'm show you
manifest?
this. You should see this. All those little hearts going up there. That's crazy. Girl, let me tell you,
Listen, God answers prayers. And I said, Jessica, what are you going to talk about? What else can I talk about?
That's
What
right.
else can I talk about but the grace of God and what He brought me through?
Yes.
I had dreams, vivid dreams of walking down a aisle, a corridor,
Mm-hmm.
and it was dead people in the rooms. I heard my mother's voice, And I said, I recognize the voice. Instead of me walking to it, I saw light at the end of the tunnel. I
Mm,
had vivid dreams of making decisions of life or death. I chose life.
mhm.
So, so the strength and the courage that I get is from God. It's only Him. It's only Him.
Wow. Awesome. That is so
Only
awesome.
Him.
And let me
Only
tell
Him.
you, so says Jessica, you got, I can't, it's so many people. Somebody's in the audience. They're like, Amen. There's another lady here. She says, Isla Ali, the end of life as you know it, she says. Another person, Jessica is my sister, and I love her. And I'm so proud of everything she has accomplished. God definitely has a plan for her. This is the people are saying this, and somebody up there, like, wow, there's somebody else up there saying she definitely is a walking miracle. Whoa, they saying it. Say, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's just something. It really,
No,
really is. And so, where did you get education from? Where did you get your
we
education?
got educated
About,
in the Catholic Diocese of Philadelphia. I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic grade school, high school. Graduated. However, I didn't go to college to get a degree. However, I did go into several certifications, technological schools, and as a result of that, I was able to go to Epic University, get certified in as an EPIC trainer.
I
In
see.
addition to that, I was able and had the opportunity to work in an AIDS service organization in Atlanta for 12 years. That's
Right.
where I learned all the information from my sister, Hermione Bell. We worked together for
Mhm.
6 years. She taught me so much. I learned so much more as a result of working with the community, my beloved community. And I saw something that was missing, the compassion and the love, the total
Mm.
care, the total services, not just for HIV, but the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional care that was missing.
Mm.
We gave our patients and our clients, we raised the bar. We told them, we expect you. We expect you to reach undetectable status because what we're doing as a team is going to impact and affect your life, that
Mhm.
you're going to want to stay undetectable. Take your medications, how they prescribe. The
Mm.
team that I've worked with at the AIDS Service Organization was committed, dedicated, compassionate, loved what we did. It was a challenge for us to say, what is this person on? What regimen are they on? And we would have meetings and say, who reached undetectable status within 30 days? We were doing high fives, high fives.
Wow.
We were one of the only clinics that reached a 92% of undetectable status back in the 2010, 11, yeah, 2010, 11, and 12.
Oh, that's
That was
amazing.
unheard
Come
of. They weren't talking
on.
about undetectable back then.
Come on, give it up for y'all. Give it
They
up.
weren't talking about it.
And
That's
let me just
crazy.
say one thing. And so I want to contextualize what undetectable means. And
Okay.
that means that the level of HIV virus within your body is so low that our instruments cannot detect it. The
Mm.
good news about that is once you are undetectable, you cannot pass the virus on. I think I'll say that again. If you
Come
are
on.
undetectable, undetectable is prevention, and it means you cannot pass the virus on.
Nice. That's
So that
beautiful.
is so important, Larry, because um, you equals you. Undetectable means what?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
Prevention.
we as a team, we were dedicated to our patients, to our clients, and we wanted to celebrate them in a manner because when they got their results, I wanted confetti and balloons to come out of the sky,
Yeah.
out of the ceiling, because I wanted them to know it's hard work taking medicine.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
every day at the same time is very challenging. And for them to be dedicated and committed to themselves meant so much. Now, I said, if you don't do it for you, do it for us. You know
Yeah.
where that comes from, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jessica, the good news is that the results are fairly quickly. I can remember the time back in the 80s where we used to have to wait 2 weeks to get our results back. And
Results.
can you
Yes.
just imagine the stress, the emotional turmoil that
Mhm.
one goes through waiting for the results? And with that, there was not a lot of return to
Mhm.
get results because
Right.
of that. And
Mhm.
so we're in a stage now where we've made some very, very significant strides. But here's the thing, and I know that you know this, we all know this, I mentioned this. The CD still reports that within the next 50 years, 1 and 2 Black gay men will have HIV. How is it that we've reached that point when this disease has been around for over 40 years?
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when we think about the impact that it has on our community is very devastating. And we are losing people, not just gay men and females. We're losing heterosexuals. Losing people, and it's not because of the disease itself. In my opinion, it's because the stigma. It's the stigma that keeps people isolated. It's the stigma of feeling that they. One person told me they didn't feel human. How
Mhm.
you not feel human?
Yeah.
So we still got a lot of work to do in our community of spreading the information, correct information, getting
Wow.
people into care, because what we can do is get them in care, get them undetectable, so that will decrease and eliminate the spread of HIV and AIDS. It's been around too long. It's time for it to stop.
Wow.
We got everything else. Let's talk about some reality here. We talked about the care and treatment, which is very important and necessary. Let's put out in the universe and into the fruition of healing, curing,
Mhm.
eliminating. Those are the
Mhm.
terminologies that we need to use now. And we need
Yeah.
to understand and identify that it's a lot of people out there that's still struggling with this disease, that are embarrassed,
Mhm.
they stigmatized, they lonely, they don't want anyone to know, they living it by themselves. So we still got a lot of work to do. I don't think we should slow down. I think if anything, at this point, we need to rev it up even more so to get information out in our community and especially in our families. But it's definitely necessary.
And so, is that where you came up with the Elite Society of Undetectables? Is a continuous quality improvement program to celebrate life through success, motivation, compassion, and sustainability?
Yes. So
Ah, I knew it.
listen, let
Come
me tell you
on.
about how we came up with that, our team at the Joy Bradley Health Services Clinic. We wanted to celebrate them, but we wanted them to be excited about coming. So I would pull them to when I knew that they were undetectable and they had their appointment, and I would see them at the desk, excited. I would pull them in. I said, come here, come here. I said, because everybody want to keep a secret. I said, yeah, you're undetectable. I said, we're going to have something to celebrate you, but you can't tell anybody. As soon as you tell them that you can't tell anybody, they told everybody.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
the word got around, but we wanted to have a celebration that they felt that they mattered. And how do they matter? How do we show them? By celebrating life and success. And
Yes.
that's what we did. And it grew. It grew. Our
That's
goal
beautiful.
is to get into have a elite society chapters, and also have an elite society convention. How about that? At the
Oh,
Georgia World
wow.
Congress Center. Could you imagine?
I
If,
can't. I can't.
it holds 72,000 and everybody stand up and say they undetectable. Could you
Oh
imagine the
my
impact
God.
that would
What
have?
an impact. What an impact. I can see that's going to go viral. That thing
Yes,
there is going to go viral.
yes,
Especially if
yes,
you promote through social media. That's just going to be an amazing
absolutely.
moment for
Absolutely.
America. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so your objectives is to provide alternative patient-centered services designed to address enhance the quality of medical care that members receive, the quality of life members live, and the quality of interaction members have with the community at large. And so, how have you been successful in that particular with this particular objective? Boy, you have another objective I like too. The partner to partner with public and private sectors to enhance and extend services provided to members. Can you talk about those two? Oh, wait a minute. She has a number three. See, she's brilliant. I told y'all there's another objective, okay? To encourage retention and recruitment. Oh, I like the retention part. To medical care through motivating, coaching. Oh, that's my stuff. Peer-to-peer networking and community outreach events. Let me keep going. Okay, we good there. Speak to those objectives.
So the goal is to peer-to-peer, because we can't be everywhere if we're in the office behind the desk. So we want to educate our clients so that they participate in their care and they can go out and be ambassadors in the community. They know people that's in the home that's on that are positive, not taking their meds and not in care. So who's better to motivate other people than their peers? And they can coach them. They can also have resources of places in the city, in the community, that they can help them go to their appointments, set up appointments, and there's various resources on the private and public sector that they have access to. A lot of our members have progressed from being a client and a patient to being peer educators, to being coaches and ambassadors, because now they have more respect for themselves. They like themselves, they love themselves. And one person said, now I honor myself. So they do better. When you know better, you do better.
That's right. And founded in 2008. Wow, that's amazing. So so this place is here in Atlanta.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I have to say this too, put the disclaimer out. We are in the makings of relaunching the Elite Society of the Undetectables in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, gotcha. I got you.
Yes.
I got it. I understand. Wait a minute. We got Miss Watkins. She's in the audience. Miss Watkins, Miss Wilkins, is it? Denise Wilkins. She's in the audience. Let me tell you something. And Mr. Bryce said, "You better tell my queen I said hello." That's Mr. Bryce, honey. Okay, he done
Hey, Bryce, baby. Hey,
he done came through tonight. Okay, you done bring in, honey. They is in the building now. Miss Wilkins, she says, "Please tell Jessica to talk about the educational speakers that she brought to the annual event for the elite." Wait a minute. Now, was this when this was the day I met you on the phone? Was that here in Georgia? Okay, I'll be quiet. Well, the audience wants to hear about that day.
So the educational, hello Denise, I love you. The educational event when we brought in educational speakers was, I believe Denise is speaking about the various providers that that came in, spoke to the care and the treatment of HIV/AIDS, talk about medications. Also, we had an event where we acknowledged all of the providers in the community on a private and public sector that were part of helping our clients reach undetectable status by their care and the treatment. So we had several educational events at the Elite Society. I'm thinking, Denise, if I'm not mistaken, and help me clarify it. But we had several events with educational speakers. Let me just say, all of the events were educational, because that was part of the objective, was to educate the end users, educate the clients so that they can participate in their care. And we brought in a wealth of presenters to educate our patients on medications and the care, and living and health.
And so when I met you that weekend, you were elected to present an award. Can you tell the audience about that? Oh, Denise is confirming. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Thank
Thank
you,
you, darling.
Denise.
That that was Heather Ivy's is a nonprofit organization for heterosexual females, and they had their 10th anniversary. They had an award that they wanted to give to one of the recipients that reached undetectable status and stayed undetectable for many years and was an ambassador. And they wanted me to be the one to come and give that award to the recipient.
Oh, nice. And you presented it. Did you have a speech and everything all made out and stuff like that?
I was so excited. I didn't have a speech. It came from my heart.
Nice.
The compassion of it, being a part, knowing that people are still interested in the Elite Society, want to relaunch it, want to get it started again, the excitement around it, and also seeing some of the members that were part of the Elite Society in 2008 still
Mhm.
undetectable and came up to me and said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I said, "No, I
Wow.
don't." She said, "I was one of those people that came when when she found out she was positive, she dropped to the floor and started crying." And she
Mhm.
said, "And y'all told me, you, Hermione, and Keisha told me that I'm gonna be okay, and I am okay." And to see you,
Wow.
it was full circle. It was full circle. It was very inner, it was spiritual. That's all I'm gonna say. It was
What
very
about when you
spiritual.
I believe it. I believe it. Do you have anything, Dr. Lawrence?
I just think, just listening, particularly about peer mentors, and I think it's so important that particularly, there's a population that really is aging in HIV,
Mhm.
Yes,
and
yes,
they have those that have been undetectable for many, 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 many years,
Mhm.
and they have such a wealth of information and knowledge that can be transferred to a younger generation. And I
Yeah.
certainly would like to see a
Mhm.
mechanism where that happens. I mentor dissertations at Capella University, and one of my dissertation students, I had her to do her dissertation on what are the positive attributes of long-term HIV/AIDS survivors that are undetectable, and what recommendations and information can they give to a new generation. And I
Wow.
think that's
mm,
very, very important, because if you've been around, particularly if you're African American, and you've been undetectable for 10, 20, 30 years more, you got a wealth of information to
Yes.
share with a younger generation.
Yes, that
yes.
is correct. Yep. That is good. And so you make the difference. Those are some powerful words right smack in the middle of the paperwork that you sent me. You make a difference. Can you speak to that? It might sound as simple, but I just need the people to know we're not dying from HIV these days. We are living.
Yes, yes. Everyone and yeah, people walking around living life, enjoying life, celebrating life, and that's what it's all about. You
Mhm.
want to I mean, when we think about a chronic illness, when we think about a chronic illness, many people live with it. And you don't everyone doesn't have to know. It's not identified. You don't wear it on your back. But we make a difference when we treat people, how we treat people, how we care about people, how we check on people, how we make people matter. How about that?
Yes.
We call and check
You
on.
matter. Come
We,
on.
we, we want to make people matter. And I know we're talking about HIV, but in addition to this other thing going on that
Mhm.
killed a lot of us in the past 2 years, I
Yeah.
was on that list to no longer be here.
Yeah.
I was on that list. And what happened was people cared because I mattered to them. See,
Mhm.
what you give out, it comes back.
Yes, that part right there.
That
So
part.
true.
So yeah.
And
So
I
true.
just want to add another point, Jessica, because what you're saying is very, very important. because there are some people who look at the news, they see what's happening, and they just have such a pessimistic view of life. But we understand in the goodness of people. My brother was in a horrific accident, train accident, derailment, last August, where the Amtrak train derailed, and he worked on the train, and he was serving. And when it derailed, he was standing in front of the window, and both of his arms went outside the window and was crushed on top of the train and dragged. And long story short, he lost his right arm all the way up to the shoulder, and his left arm was so badly mangled that he had to have 12 surgeries. But when I went to Missouri where this happened, I talked to strangers. I was at the gym, and everyone who I talked to and told them my story said, "I'll pray for your brother." Didn't even know him. I'll pray for your brother. I went to my recovery meeting. I raised my hand and I shared. And they said, "We got you." There were people who didn't know my brother from Adam who came to the hospital just to hold his hand. So I'm talking about really looking at life where the cup is half full.
Come on.
To half empty, because you and I know, all three of us know the goodness of people who don't necessarily have any kind of financial interest or any other. They just do it out of the goodness of their hearts. And you have just brought that to light. And I have a whole new appreciation for the power of prayer.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know that's right. Somebody wrote to you and they said this, and it's in a scroll type of piece of paper, and it says, and it's for you. And they said that, Jessica, you really made a difference. It says you made a difference in their life. It says, Miss Jessica, thanks for the human filled event of the Elite Society of Undetectables this past Saturday. The program was wonderful and the speakers was superb. This person says in her interacting with the audience was just like overwhelmed. She's gone. This person says this is a new Elite Society member assisting those wishing and wanting the help. She gives you a great big fat thanks.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks. Now we're happy to my clapping thing. Come on, you're messing up. Don't mess up with my clapping. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And here's the truth about the three of us. The one thing I know we have in common.
Come on.
Changing and helping to save lives.
That's what it's about.
Is a huge part of our purpose.
Service. Yes. Being of service to other people.
Come on, sis.
Being service to other people. And many times I laid in that hospital bed by myself.
Yes.
Isolated. And you don't have nothing to do but think. And I thought about the timelines. We think about timelines. I'm real good on recalling. I'm laying in the bed and I couldn't recall anything. So the only thing and the only person I had to focus on was God. It was very difficult to be in the present moment, but trying to figure out what happened in the 2 months that was a blank.
Yeah.
So the spirit, being inspired and in the spirit got me through it. My son, Equel, kept telling me, Ma, we got you. Don't worry. We got you. It's going to be okay. Don't worry. You're alive. That's all he kept saying. And
Yeah.
every time I would get ready to go off because those nurses in those hospitals was not treating me like I thought I should be treated,
Mhm.
he said, "Don't say anything." That gave me peace. That was
Ooh,
God.
my
That was
Lord.
God.
Yes, Lord.
When I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk, I heard his voice saying, "It's gonna be all right. I got you, Mom. We got you." It was a unit. It was a group. It was family. It was my sister Joan, my nieces, my great nieces, my people that I didn't know that was praying for me.
Mm.
They were giving me the strength. I felt it. I felt it. I said, "Okay, God, I see you. What do you want me to do?" Be of service to him, is what I said. What he
Yes.
said. He said, "Tell your testimony, share it. Let people know you are a miracle and miracles do happen and you're a walking miracle." I'm in line. I'm turning around. I was so happy to be alive and standing up, walking and talking. I said, "Hey, how you doing? I'm alive."
Yes. I love it.
My hair fell out. I was
Mm.
bald headed. I didn't have any hair. And I was sitting in the mirror. I said, "Oh God, this is what we working with, acceptance." I said, "This is what we working with. This is what we working with." And I put my red lipstick on and went out. My
Come
niece,
on.
who's a stylist, said, "Auntie, you can't go out with balls with the spots." And I said, "I don't care. If this all I got to worry about and I'm alive, this is nothing.
That's right. Come on.
Nothing.
Come
Nothing.
on.
I got scars.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding them because these survival scars, these my God
Mm.
scars, is what
My
I call
God.
them.
My
I
God.
got scars that y'all don't see that was challenging. However, I welcome it because what's the other part of this? What's the other side? I would be dead. I would be
Mm.
dead. I'm alive. I
Ooh.
take these scars and wear them proudly
I know that's
with
right.
no makeup. No makeup. I don't need any makeup on because God saved me and He saved me for a reason to tell it.
Well, there it is, folks. You heard it right here on Bring It to the Table with your girl, author Doc B, and her co-host, Dr. Lawrence Bryant.
Come
It
on,
went
come on.
down over here. You heard it. You heard faith, you heard belief, you heard trust, you heard process, you heard it all. You heard her overcome, you heard that she conquered, you heard that she is a survivor and is now living beyond her dreams, impacting and helping other people. And she has found her purpose, holding her head up, walking in it, and embracing every inch of scars, pain, and all of it. Come on. That's the type of people that belong on Bring It to the Table, honey. Anybody who have overcome, conquered, and survived and is now living beyond your dreams, is you're invited. Look me up, hit me up. Let's find out where we can find Miss Jessica Cole. Oh, yeah, because she's a motivational speaker. She'll come and drop some jewels on you, too. Come on and tell it. Where can they find you at?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Jessica T. Cole. I'm
Mhm,
on Instagram. My Instagram is Queen Sheba 404.
mhm.
I don't have any other social media outlets as of yet,
Okay.
but the future holds a lot. How
Absolutely.
about
We're
that?
going to get that media kit. Come on, we're going to talk after this because we're going to get you a media kit and start the marketing. I know how to do all that stuff. I
Well,
know how to do all that.
I'm connected then. Let's do it.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we do. We help each other. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on tonight. I want to say thank you so much. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. The
Thank
audience is
you.
going crazy. The hearts is going up. Gambia, that's who's on. He comes every time. He never misses. The Gambia,
Nice.
Africa is on right now. There's another person on from Canada, and there's so many different people around the United States that's on right now. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you. Wish
you.
you
Thank you.
success.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, Dr.
having me.
Lawrence. Yep. Any final words, Dr. Lawrence?
Absolutely. Again, it's so good seeing you. And I'd like to ask you this question. I'd like you to answer this question. My best days are ahead of me. And answer the question.
Oh,
My
I see.
best days are ahead of me, and my worst days are gone.
There it is, folks. You heard it right here on Bring It to the Table. Her best days, her worst days are gone, and her best days are ahead of her. Ooh, everybody up here, they praising God in the audience and everything. They talking in Arabic language. You got all kinds of stuff in there. That's
And
beautiful.
one
Oh,
last point
nice.
I want to make, Jessica, because what you've given us in your story is inspiration.
Absolutely.
Not just what you went through, but we're all going to go through different things, different challenges. We all have a cross to bear, but it's not, what you do, it's how you do it. It's how you go through it. It's what's the lessons learned. And you just from listening to you, the power that you have, the passion that you have, the strength that you have is what really is protruding you forward. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for you to get your Medal of Honor from Biden.
I want somebody, and I'm gonna be right there because I'll be in your back pocket. Come on, Tessa,
Yes.
we going to the White House.
Come on, let's do this. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
We're gonna bring you to the table at the White House, honey, with your girl off the dock be your host. You have a special guest today, Jessica T. Cole, and we have our co-host Larry Bryant. She brought it to the table. She is a survivor, overcomer, and a conqueror, and she says magic words like this: God did it.
She did it, baby.
She said God did it. She woke up, and that was that. And so in my closing remarks, I want to ask that everybody please pray for my family. We had a death in the family in the tornado that suddenly hit Atlanta on the day before yesterday. A friend of ours that's just like family was coming off of Campbellton and Camp Creek, and he never saw the truck 18-wheeler turning, and he slid right underneath and killed himself. So we're still alive.
So I also want to just give a shout out. I've had a death in my family as well. My cousin Tara passed suddenly, and so I just want to send out prayers to her immediate family.
Yes.
So that they can weather this storm as well.
Yeah. And so
say prayers.
Prayers are going up for everybody all around the world, and within your family too, Dr. Lawrence. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes.
And we're going to be all right because death is really for the living.
Come on.
Don't get me started. Death is for us. It's for us to do what? Get your house in order, period. All right. So we can carry these messages and testimonies throughout this land. The earth is spacious. Let's go, y'all. Peace out. Good night and all that other good stuff. Thank you.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good seeing you, Larry.
Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Please come back next week, next Thursday. You're in for a treat, just like tonight. Bring it to the table. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, baby. Yes.
Bye.